Ever fantasize about spending your days surrounded by roller coasters and cotton candy?
Yeah, who hasn't?
Me too. But have you ever wondered about the masterminds behind the scenes? The ones who keep those gravity-defying rides running without a hitch?
I'd say it's a pretty important job.
It is. Buckle up, because today we're taking a deep dive into the world of theme park technicians, the unsung heroes of the theme park.
And let me tell you, the job is a lot more demanding and way more technical than you might think.
That's right. We're about to uncover a world where engineering meets pure entertainment.
And we're doing it with the help of RoleCatcher's in-depth career guide.
This guide is packed with insights, and one thing's for sure, this isn't your typical wrench and screwdriver gig.
Not even close.
We're talking about the inner workings of these gigantic, exhilarating machines. Ride control systems, hydraulics, electronics, even cutting-edge software.
The amusement park industry has upped its game. Rides are more sophisticated than ever before.
So technicians need a deep understanding of both mechanical and digital systems.
A unique combination for sure.
Okay, so imagine this. Picture yourself as a theme park technician. It's a scorching summer afternoon, the park is packed, and out of nowhere, the tilt-a-whirl goes haywire.
Yikes. Talk about pressure.
Right.
In that moment, it's not just about fixing a ride, it's about making sure everyone on it is safe.
Yeah.
These technicians, they're responsible for troubleshooting everything, from sensor malfunctions on a roller coaster to calibrating the high-pressure hydraulic actuators on those massive drop towers.
Wow, I had no idea there was so much responsibility involved. And speaking of responsibility, the guide also mentions that these technicians often work with animatronics. I'm not going to lie, I'm totally fascinated by those things.
As you should be. The technology behind them is incredible, bringing characters to life in theme shows.
Right?
That's a marvel of engineering.
It really is.
And theme park technicians, they're the ones who keep those robots moving and grooving. They need to know pneumatics. And more, they need to know complex programming. They're like the puppeteers of the robot world.
That actually makes a lot of sense. And speaking of programming, the guide talks about how technology is playing a much bigger role for these technicians these days.
It's not all greasing gears anymore.
Nope.
What else is there?
Today's theme park technicians are using digital tools and software for everything from, get this, predictive maintenance to analyzing ride data to optimize performance.
Hold on, back up. Predictive maintenance. What is that?
Right. It sounds super futuristic.
It does.
But it's a real thing. Imagine software that can listen to the sounds coming from a roller coaster, analyze the vibrations in real time, and can actually predict potential issues before anything goes wrong.
So before a bolt comes loose, you already know about it? That's incredible.
That's the power of this technology. Pretty amazing, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so we've established that there's a lot more to being a theme park technician than meets the eye. But what's it actually like to work in this kind of environment? I mean, the guide mentions working outdoors in all kinds of weather, dealing with heights, noise, and, oh yeah, potentially grumpy guests.
Don't forget the grumpy guests. It's where the glamour of working at a theme park meets the, how do I put this? The less glamorous side of hands-on labor.
So maybe not a walk in the park after all.
And the puns just write themselves.
They really do. But seriously, think about those scorching summer days we were just talking about.
Okay, I'm thinking about it.
Now imagine having to troubleshoot an electrical issue on a roller coaster in that kind of heat. Or picture yourself bundled up in layers, trying to get a ride back online in the freezing rain.
Yeah, I can see how this wouldn't be for everyone.
Definitely not. And look, even in the most magical place on Earth, you're going to have some, shall we say, interesting visitors.
You're telling me.
Dealing with the public, especially when something goes wrong, you've got to have a lot of patience.
A lot. Imagine trying to explain to a group of overexcited parkgoers that, sorry folks, the ride is temporarily closed due to a technical difficulty.
Oh, I can only imagine.
It's all part of the job, though.
It sounds like it takes a unique set of skills. You need the technical expertise, obviously, but also people skills and a whole lot of resilience to thrive in this role.
You really do. But if you're someone who loves roller coasters, robots, and a good challenge, then this might just be the perfect job for you.
It could be. But before you run off and trade in your office chair for a toolbox, we need to talk about the pros and cons of this career path.
There are always two sides to every coin, even in the magical world of theme parks.
All right, so before we got sidetracked, picturing ourselves calming down a horde of sugar-crazed park-goers
who just want to ride the tilt-a-whirl.
Exactly. We were about to dive into the pros and cons of being a theme park technician.
Because let's be real,
Every job has them.
even in a place as seemingly magical as a theme park.
Okay, so let's start with the good stuff, the perks. And this one's a biggie for all the hands-on learners out there. I mean, how cool is it to work with those massive, intricate rides every single day?
You're telling me. It's not your average desk job, that's for sure. Imagine troubleshooting a complex hydraulic system, then watching a roller coaster full of cheering riders take that first plunge because of you.
Bringing joy to people.
There's definitely job satisfaction in that.
I can only imagine. And speaking of excitement, the guide also highlights the sheer variety of tasks involved. One day, you might be fine-tuning the animatronics in a pirate show.
Oi, matey.
The next, you're elbow deep in the gears of a haunted house elevator.
Sounds about right.
It's like every day's an adventure.
And don't forget the fact that you're constantly working with cutting-edge technology. Theme parks.
What about them?
They're at the forefront of innovation, always looking for bigger, better, more immersive experiences. And as a technician, you'd be right there on the cutting edge with them.
Learning new systems, pushing the boundaries of what's possible. Move over Silicon Valley.
The real tech playground is at a theme park.
Okay, I'm sold on the pros. Where do I sign up?
Hold your horses.
Oh, right. There's another side to this.
There is.
The guide calls them cons, and I'm not going to lie, there are a few big ones.
We've touched on the physical demands.
Yeah, the less glamorous side.
It's not easy. Remember those scorching summer days and freezing winter nights. Now, add in the fact that you're often working at heights, dealing with loud noises, and always on your feet.
It's a workout for sure.
It is. And the irregular hours. This is a big one.
Oh yeah, the guide did not hold back on this.
Late nights, weekends, holidays, basically, when everyone else is off having fun at the park.
You're working.
You're the one making sure the fun keeps going.
Ah.
And it's not just the scheduled hours either. You have to expect the unexpected. Rides break down at the worst possible times.
Then guess who gets the call?
No matter what. You.
Oh.
It can really take a toll. Work-life balance can be tough.
That's a good point. It's not just about fixing things, it's about being adaptable, being dedicated.
You need to be able to handle the pressure.
Absolutely. And let's face it, even the most enthusiastic theme park goer.
Can get a little demanding when their favorite ride is down.
Understatement of the year. So you need to handle those situations well.
A thick skin and a knack for dealing with stressed out guests is a must.
Patience is definitely a virtue in this role. So there you have it. It's not all cotton candy and roller coaster screams. There's a lot of responsibility, long hours, and the occasional disgruntled park visitor.
But for those who love a challenge, who thrive in a fast-paced environment.
And who are passionate about both engineering and entertainment.
This could be it.
This could be the dream career they never knew existed.
Now, what about moving up in this world? The guide lays out a pretty clear path for professional growth.
Ooh, career progression. From wrench-wielding novice to, what, a seasoned ride whisperer? I like that. Tell me more.
Let's dive into the different career stages a theme park technician can climb next.
Okay, so let's get into it. What does climbing that career ladder look like? Where do you even start?
Well, the guide lays out what looks like a pretty classic apprenticeship model.
Makes sense, right?
Right. I mean, they're not going to just hand you the controls to a mega coaster on your first day.
Definitely not.
You start as an entry-level technician, assisting the more experienced team members, learning all the ins and outs of the park's rides and systems.
So like a theme park boot camp?
Kind of, but with less marching and a lot more grace.
A lot more grease. So at this stage, it's all about proving you're reliable, eager to learn, and can handle whatever's thrown at you.
Exactly. And that could be anything from a spilled ice cream cone to a tripped circuit breaker.
Then as you get more experience, more confidence, you move up, right? Junior technician, intermediate technician, senior technician.
Exactly. And each level, you get more responsibility.
Okay, so what would a typical day look like as, say, a junior technician?
Well, you're going to be handling a lot more tasks on your own at that point. Routine maintenance, inspections, maybe even troubleshooting some smaller issues independently.
I bet those RoleCatcher interview guides come in handy around then.
They really do. Especially for that jump from entry level to junior technician. Like one of the questions is, describe a time you had to solve a problem with limited resources. Having a good answer ready for that, it can make you stand out.
For sure. It's one thing to have the knowledge.
But being able to think on your feet, handle the unexpected.
That's key.
That's what matters. Now, as you become an intermediate technician, you might even find yourself leading small teams, training newer recruits, overseeing more complex repairs, even upgrades.
So you're not just fixing rides at that point. You're a mentor, a leader, a ride whisperer. guru.
Huh? I love it. And then, who knows, maybe someday you'll reach the senior technician level.
Okay, so those are the veterans.
Basically, they've got years of experience. They could diagnose a problem with one look.
Wow.
They're responsible for the biggest, most complex rides, and their expertise is seriously valuable.
So valuable. Now, what about folks with a need for speed? Can you specialize in a certain type of ride? Become the roller coaster king or queen? I know we saw a section in the guide called specialisms, but it was
Blank.
blank.
And I think that might be telling in itself, don't you? Like, maybe this field is so dynamic, so constantly evolving,
Yeah.
that you can't really pin down specific specialisms. What's specialized today might be everywhere tomorrow.
So it's less about knowing one specific type of ride and more about being adaptable, ready to tackle any new tech the theme park world throws your way.
Exactly.
Being a jack of all thrills.
I like that. Being a lifelong learner, always curious, always mastering new skills. Honestly, that's what makes this career so exciting.
It does sound exciting. So for anyone listening who's ready to say goodbye to the office and hello to a world of roller coasters and robots, where do they start?
Well, RoleCatcher is definitely a good resource. Their job section is built for people looking for careers in the amusement park industry. Plus, they have that CV and resume builder, interview prep tools.
Super helpful. You know what? After this deep dive, I'm kind of tempted to polish up my resume. It honestly sounds like an amazing job, challenges and all.
Well, if you need a reference, you know where to find me. But seriously, for the right person, someone with the technical skills, a love of theme parks, a healthy dose of adventure, this could be that dream job they never knew existed.
Absolutely. Well, on that note, I think it's time to wrap up this thrilling exploration of the world of theme park technicians.
The magic awaits.
It certainly does. And for anyone listening who's ready to ride that wave of excitement and innovation, remember, RoleCatcher has your back. Until next time, keep exploring those hidden corners of the career world. You never know what incredible adventures are out there.